And here we go, folks, the courtroom showdown begins. A speeding and seatbelt case may sound small, but trust me, these minor cases can pack surprising drama. Let's see how Stephen Lake handles himself without a lawyer.
We're on the record now in case number 25 TRD 05974, Captain State of Ohio versus Stephen Lake. And that's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
The record should reflect the defendant's present in the courtroom today without counsel. We have Mr. Savage here on behalf of the State of Ohio. This matter comes on for further hearing, having been scheduled for a trial for the court on this speeding and seatbelt violation. Mr. Savage, is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lake, are you ready to go to trial today?
Yes.
All right, now, you don't have a lawyer with you. You have a right to hire a lawyer. You're not eligible to ask for a free one because you're not looking at jail. Was your intention to waive that right and to simply represent yourself?
Yes.
Then
Pause right here. The judge just confirmed Stephen Lake is representing himself. Bold move, but here's the kicker. In traffic court, you don't automatically get a free lawyer because jail time isn't on the table. Still, going toe-to-toe with a prosecutor solo? Risky business.
the court will accept the waiver of counsel. And Mr. Savage, you may call your first witness.
State calls Trooper Wathy.
Trooper, please come forward and be sworn. You may inquire, Mr. Savage.
Thank you, Trooper. Who are you employed with?
The Ohio State Highway Patrol.
How long have you worked in that position?
Buddy, I just came back a year and a half ago as a trooper.
Sorry?
As a trooper, a year and a half ago.
Okay. Were you working on July 1st of 2025?
Yes.
On that day, were you wearing a law enforcement uniform as you are today in court?
Yes.
And were you driving a marked patrol car with a working light bar?
Yes.
Now, do your job duties include traffic enforcement?
Yes.
And does that include speed enforcement?
Yes.
And have you received training to that effect?
Yes, I have.
Okay. When did you first take that training?
First received the training in 2012 when I went through the academy. And then I did another stint as a lateral portion of the academy in 23. And I received training there as well too.
Okay. So you first took the training in 2012. Have you been employed as a law enforcement officer since then?
Yes.
Okay. And engaged in traffic and speed enforcement since then?
Yes.
Notice how much time the prosecutor spends building up the trooper's training. Why? Because credibility is everything. If the radar reading is challenged later, the jury, or in this case, the judge, needs to trust this trooper's skill like gospel.
Now, what does that training essentially teach?
It's a week-long training course. It's approximately 40 hours. They go over the nomenclature of the radar and the laser, how to properly calibrate the use of this equipment. They go over visual estimations, and then we go out in the field with an instructor, and we have to be plus or minus 3 miles an hour of our visual estimation. Be certified to use the equipment, and then once you get out on the road, every year we do follow-up training on that, and we go ride with the supervisor to make sure that we're still proficient in what we're doing.
And when did you do that supplementary annual training last?
Like the initial 40-hour course, or like just a ride with the sergeant?
The ride with the sergeant.
That was fairly recent. Within the last 3 months I've done it.
Okay. And you successfully completed all those?
Yes.
Now, did that training also teach you how to conduct a confidence check of
Yes.
radar equipment specifically?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you execute that confidence check?
So we have our 2 tuning forks that we have in our cruiser. And we'll put the radar into test mode, and then we will hit the tuning forks off of a non-metallic system, put it both in front of the radar, and it'll read 30 and 20, and that'll show that it's properly working. And then we will switch the radar into stationary mode, and we'll do the same for each individual one. So for 50 miles an hour and 20 miles an hour.
And did you have a radar speed measuring device in your cruiser on July 1st of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And did you execute that?
Quick question for you all. If an officer tells you his radar passed a calibration check, do you automatically trust it? Or do you think that leaves wiggle room for doubt? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious where you stand.
Confidence check at any time that day?
Yes, it started my shift.
At the start of your shift?
Yes.
And what results did you find?
It passed.
They passed?
Yes, it was still within standards.
And did you have any issue with the machine at any point during that day?
No.
What time did that shift start?
I believe it was 8 p.m. I started.
Okay. And at approximately 9:30 on that day, what were you doing then?
I was working traffic enforcement on State Route 16.
Where is State Route 16?
State Route 16 at Milepost 17 at the Thornwood Crossing Bridge.
Is that in Licking County, Ohio?
Yes.
All right, and what is the posted speed limit in that area?
55.
And did you pull over a vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. What vehicle was that?
It was a red Ford Escape.
Okay. And finally, on that day, were you wearing a body camera?
Yes, I was.
And was your cruiser equipped with a dash camera?
Yes.
How do you activate that?
You activate it by turning the body cam. You have to manually double tap it, turn it on, or our camera dash cam turns on automatically when the lights come on, and then as soon as we open the driver's side door, our body cam will come on that way too.
All right, this time I'd like to show Exhibit 1, State's Exhibit 1, the dash camera. All right, so as we're proceeding here, can you tell me what's on the screen in front of us?
This is me driving on 16 East, westbound, sorry.
All right, and so what are you doing now?
I'm turning the flip onto the vehicle that I observed going at a higher rate of speed.
I go back here to the beginning. Will we see the defendant's vehicle? Is it one?
Yes. The vehicle had already passed.
Did it pass before the video started or during?
No, if you go back about 10 seconds. You hit play again. That was it right there. The next one over.
The one over here?
No, the one go over here to the left.
Here?
Right there.
Right this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Where is the radar device mounted on the car?
It is on the left side above my driver's side door, attached to the light bar of that cruiser.
As you've learned in your training and experience, can the radar device pick up the speed of a vehicle that is across the median like that?
Yes.
How does it do that?
Yes. VO number 5, here's the science lesson in disguise. Doppler radar. It doesn't care if you're right in front of the cruiser or across the median. As long as those radio waves bounce off your car, they clock your speed. And in this case, 85 in a 55. Ouch.
It uses the Doppler radar effect.
Okay. And is there any difference in checking the speed of a vehicle that's right in front of you versus one that's across like that?
No.
Okay. And how do you ascertain that it is picking up the speed of a particular vehicle on the road?
So I first make my visual estimation on the vehicle, and then as I activate my radar, the frequencies as they're compressing, it will produce a high-pitched tone that'll come back onto the radar itself that you'll be able to hear inside on the radar device. As the vehicle passes, that tone will drop down, and then it'll start picking up the next vehicle, and then you can activate the rear radar again, and you can get it going the opposite direction to hear the high pitch also to confirm that it was that vehicle.
And is that what happened on this occasion here?
Yes.
Did you obtain a tracking history on the speed of the vehicle?
Yes, it was solid at 85 miles an hour.
Okay. All right. And what did you do after this?
I slowed down to visually confirm which vehicle it was. I drove through the grassy median, attempted to catch up to the vehicle.
Now, did you catch up to the vehicle immediately, or did it take a little while?
It took a minute. I believe I caught up to it about milepost 19. That was 16 at 17.
Now, could you see what kind of vehicle it was when it was passing from going the other direction?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you able to ascertain what kind of vehicle it was?
I personally have owned a Ford Escape before in the past, so I recognize the body style of it.
All right. And what are we seeing at this point?
At this point, it's a safe enough area. There's no guardrail on the right side of me, so I turn my lights on to initiate the traffic stop.
Is that the same vehicle that you saw driving the other direction?
Yes.
All right. And who is that on the right side of the screen there?
That is me.
Okay. All right. And was your body camera on at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'd like to go to State's Exhibit 2, body cam footage. All right. Now, actually, one more thing. When we were showing State's Exhibit 1, there was no sound associated with that.
Yes. So the body cam and the dashcam itself doesn't give audio 90 seconds before you turn your lights on. Then once the lights come on, then it does audio. And with the body cams, it wouldn't be audio until I actually open the driver's side door, and then the audio will kick on.
Okay. All right. Now, what are we seeing on the screen now?
At this point, I've already flipped on the vehicle, and I'm trying to catch up to it.
Is this the same vehicle we were seeing before?
Yes.
Good morning. And there it is, the classic cop good morning slip, even though it's evening. That's what night shift will do to you. Don't let the casual greeting fool you. This is the moment the hammer really drops.
Good evening.
Good
Sorry.
evening.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Good. So you got your driver's license on you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right. And so, did you speak to the driver of the car?
Yes.
And did you ask for identifying information?
Yes.
Is that when you learned the defendant's identity?
Yes.
Was that the name you learned, Stephen Lake?
Yes.
Okay. Is Mr. Lake in the courtroom today?
Yes, he's sitting next to you with the white shirt.
Okay. Let the record show the witness has identified the defendant.
Record will reflect.
And did you inform Mr. Lake the reason for the stop?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry, I'm used to working night shift and talking to people in the morning for the most part, so that's why I said good morning there. So this is technically my morning for me, so. So the reason, so the reason I got you stopped today is for your speed, brother. You have any idea how fast you were going?
About 70.
So initially, I don't know what.
All right. And how fast did the defendant say they were going?
About 70.
Okay. And what is the speed limit on this road?
55.
Okay. And that's the same speed limit as it was when you first got the radar tracking history?
Yes.
Okay. And is it that same speed limit for the entirety of the road?
As you're going through the city of Newark, it is.
Did the defendant have any other make any other comments about the stop?
He stated that he did not think that I had the correct vehicle, and it was somebody else. I explained to him that he was in the left lane by himself when I observed his speed. Then he stated that my lights were bright and it probably pissed him off, and he took off to get away from my lights, and I had to explain to him again that I was going the opposite direction of him and I wasn't behind him.
Stephen Lake's defense strategy? Claiming the radar picked up the wrong car. But notice the trooper's quick rebuttal. He had eyes on that Ford Escape and even recognized the body style. This is a big blow to Lake's argument.
Until I initially pulled him over.
By the wrong vehicle, do you mean that he was indicating that the radar had picked up the wrong vehicle?
He was, I believe he was trying to get at, he was saying that he didn't think that he was actually going that fast and it was another vehicle.
And did you issue a citation?
Yes, I did.
What for?
Speed and seatbelt.
And as we see here, was the defendant wearing a seatbelt when you approached the vehicle?
No, he was not.
Okay. Nothing further.
So, Mr. Lake, at this time, you have the right to ask the witness questions if you want. When the state has rested its case, you'll have the opportunity to give your side of the story if you want, although you won't be required to. It's the state's burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But this part is just for questions. You can't sit there and go, didn't I, or, I did this and I did this and I did this. But do you have questions for the trooper?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
You said the radar is like a Doppler kind of system.
Yes, it uses a Doppler.
I noticed too that night that it was really cloudy. Could the clouds affect like GPS or like Doppler systems?
There is no GPS on the radar.
Okay. And I noticed when you had crossed the median and got back onto the highway going eastbound, you were kind of like in a pursuit, and you did not turn your emergency lights on to let anybody know that you were crossing the highway. Is that something that you regularly do?
I never called him out as a pursuit.
Okay. Now, you said that you had a red Ford Escape at one time, so wouldn't you maybe notice that car stick out more than other cars just by having one?
I had a Escape at one point in time. I never had a red Ford Escape.
Okay. And when you got behind me, you said that I was speeding up. And I know for a fact when I got to Country Club, I was actually slowing down. Because you have bright lights on me, and I thought it was somebody trying to get around me, which I've been dealing with people speeding on that stretch of highway for a few years. And people's actually kind of take it upon themselves to slow down or to deal with these ignorant drivers that are causing problems.
Do you actually have a question, Mr. Lake?
Yeah, you got proof that I was speeding up when you got behind me right before you pulled me over.
Your violation first took place at 16 at milepost 17 when I captured your speed.
But did you not just tell the court that I was speeding up when you put your white light on me to pull me over?
No.
To get out of your way?
I don't believe I did. I believe the question that was asked was if he said anything to you, and I re-advised what you said to me, that you thought that I was behind you, and my lights pissed you off, and you were taking off to get away.
I was slowing down, not speeding up when...
Classic rookie mistake. Lake is testifying while pretending to ask questions. Judges hate this. Cross-examination is for asking the witness questions, not sneaking in your own story. The judge shuts it down instantly.
You were behind me.
Well, again, that's not a question. That's more testimony, which you'll have an opportunity to give after the state rests its case. But do you have any additional questions for the trooper?
How long you been on 16-161?
Every day for the last year and a half.
Okay, have you seen what's going on the highway, 161 and 16, the last year and a half?
Between 161 and State Route 37 and State Route 16, yes, I've seen speeds. I've written speeding tickets every day.
So you could say that you believe that there is a problem with cars creating issues for other drivers.
I believe there's speeds every day on every road.
Okay.
Any other questions?
That's it.
All right, Mr. Savage, any redirect examination?
As far as the question regarding the defendant's comments to you afterwards, was there any other portions of the video that you felt had any relevance that needed to be played? Any other comments?
Not that I could touch on the top of my head.
Is the entirety of the video that we saw, Exhibit 1 and 2, the dash cam and the body cam, were those fair and accurate representations of your recollection of that night?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
You have a right to ask follow-up questions based on the extra questions that the prosecutor asked, but you don't have to. Do you have any additional questions for the
I'm not
trooper?
going to waste any more time.
Okay.
I don't got no questions.
Okay, Trooper, you may step down. Thank you. Any additional witnesses on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor. At this time, we'd like to move the submission of Exhibits 1 and 2 into evidence.
This is key, folks. Once the dash cam and body cam get admitted into evidence, it's game over. Why? Because now the judge can rely on video proof, not just the trooper's word. And video doesn't lie, usually.
So, Mr. Lake, the state's asking me to admit the video recordings, both the dash cam and the body camera, into evidence. If I grant that request, that means I can consider that evidence when deciding whether or not the state has met its burden of proof here. Do you have any objection to those coming in?
I don't.
Okay, so 1 and 2 will be admitted without objection. Does the state rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. So, as I promised you, Mr. Lake, the state has now rested its case, and you have the right to present a defense by calling other witnesses, testifying on your own behalf, introducing exhibits into the record. You're not, however, required to do anything. You have no burden here. You don't have to call any witnesses, introduce any exhibits. You're not required to testify, and if you elected not to, I don't hold that against you at all. It doesn't play any role in determining whether or not the state has met its burden. If you do elect to testify, you are required to either swear or affirm to tell the truth, and once you're finished giving your side of things, you have to answer any questions that the prosecutor might have. Other than yourself, do you have any witnesses?
No.
And do you wish to testify on your own behalf?
No thanks.
Okay, very well. Mr. Savage, any close?
We've asked for a finding guilty on the charge of speed and not wearing a seatbelt. I think the video, as we've seen, is the best evidence and speaks for itself, as well as the trooper's testimony and experience in operating speed measuring devices, and finally the defendant's admission to driving at least 70 miles per hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone.
All right, thank you, Mr. Savage. Mr. Lake, you have a right now to comment on the testimony that we've heard and the exhibits that we saw, and why you believe that the state has failed to meet its burden of proof. It's called a closing argument. You can't bring up anything that wasn't testified to by the trooper or contained in the videos, and it's not evidence, the argument that you're making, but it is your one opportunity to argue why you think the state hasn't met its burden. Is there anything you want to say before I render a verdict here?
No.
Okay. Okay, so the testimony that the court did hear from the trooper was that he's been trained on how to use the radar detector. He double-checked it that day to make sure it was working properly. He saw a vehicle that he thought was going over the speed limit, turned on it, activated his radar to confirm his suspicions, and got a reading of 85. Ultimately pulled that same vehicle over, determined that the defendant was the operator of the vehicle, and issued a citation for both the speed and the seatbelt. The court finds the trooper's testimony regarding the speeding violation
Curveball. The judge drops the seatbelt charge because the evidence wasn't strong enough. This shows an important legal principle: the state must prove every single element beyond a reasonable doubt. No shortcuts, even on minor violations.
to be credible. However, the court finds the state has introduced insufficient evidence to sustain a conviction on the seatbelt violation. The only evidence was the fact that you weren't wearing it at the time you were stopped, not that you weren't wearing it at the time you were operating the vehicle. So, anything you want to say before I decide what your fine should be here?
No, sir.
Okay, anything from the state on that issue, Mr. Savage?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What do you do for a living, Mr. Lake?
I do landscaping, and I'm a corn maze coordinator, and I also do security.
Okay. You working the Juggalos this weekend?
What's that?
You working the Juggalos this weekend out at Legend Valley?
I wish so. That would be nice.
Well, they tend to give us quite a bit of business on the Monday after the gathering. All right, so you are 30 over.
And there it is, guilty on speeding, seatbelt tossed, and a $79 fine. Not the worst outcome for Stephen Lake, but a tough reminder: even in minor traffic cases, the details, training, calibration, video, decide everything.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll impose a fine of $79 plus the court costs. We will give you time to pay, so you'll get the details in the clerk's office. Do you have any questions today?
No, sir.
Anything further, Mr. Savage?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very well. You may go with the bailiff, and this court will stand in recess.